Hello. Good morning, good evening, good night to whomever's watching this. This is an urgent message to someone. I definitely had no plans on recording again today because literally it's like 11 something. I'm waiting till 12 so I can break my fast because I've been fasting for 6 days with no food for real. Anyway, that's besides the point. This urgent message is not going to be for everyone. This is going to be for select people that might have been in a spiritual court trial. If you know intuitively that you were in a spiritual court trial, which means you were in spirit court, and you were the one that were on the side where you know you weren't going to be guilty, this is for you. If you were caught up in something that had to do with like morals or a spiritual offense of any way, shape, or form that was done to you, by another person, we're more so talking about the spiritual core aspect. Now, this could happen, this could have something to do with the real court, but I don't like tapping into that too much because I like to stay out y'all business. I like to be all in the spiritual business. I'm gonna get there. So we're gonna go on the spiritual side of this, whatever. I don't know if it's more of a spiritual offense as far as if someone had done some type of black magic on you, or someone had done some type of like just off shit, or just something just disrespectful towards you, whatever. Or if somebody laid a hand on you, whatever you experienced, or some form of injustice, like maybe stolen work, stolen creative ideas, stolen, just any type of offense that someone did over you, and they hadn't been like fully reprimanded, or they hadn't had their spiritual consequences yet. Spirit is saying that they are getting theirs as we speak. Like as you're watching this right now, this is a timeless reading or timeless message for someone, whomever is watching as you're watching this. Right now, as you're watching this, they are getting their verdict basically in spiritual court. They've already gone over everything that had happened between you two, how it happened, when that happened, who was in the right, who was in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? They went over your offenses, because even though you can be on the victim side of the case, you still can collect offenses simply because, depending on how much they triggered you into doing certain things that could have maybe got you out of your element, that could, it doesn't take away what they done to you, but it will still have some offenses towards you. Like, for example, like I've had spiritual court hearings, and I've been in spiritual jail, and it's not even simply because of I did anything to someone else per se. It's literally because it has something to do with me and the lessons I had to learn, and like it wasn't like on no mouse stuff. So yeah, but in this case, I don't believe that anybody is going to spiritual jail for this if you're on the victim side. For the person who did whatever to you, I'm getting the verdict that they're going to spiritual jail way longer than I did. I'm not going to say how long I was in there, but it's going to be for a long time. And the difference between them being in this spiritual jail, the key component of this spiritual jail they're going to, it's almost like the deepest parts of a chamber of reflection. Like they're never going to be able to be released from this hell, from this internal hell, until they learn the lesson and apply the lesson. And more than likely, this person was probably a karmic, and they did something seriously to offend you, and your ancestors and spirit guides and just the court in general have high favor over you. Like they love you, and they know who you are as a person, and they know what you bring to the table, and they know about your divine gifts and your divine path here on earth. So if somebody messes with you, if somebody tampers with that, tampers with their blessing, tampers with their physical manifestation of a blessing on earth to restore the human race, imagine what the consequences are spiritually for messing with a person that A, did not do anything to that person, or B, has a path like that. I'm not talking to everybody right now. I'm speaking to some people or person, whomever has a very high spiritual ranking and has a very high honorable duty here, or duties on earth while they're alive. So if somebody did something that was very dishonorable to you, in the physical, in the 3D, with maybe with some form of black magic or some form of, the things I said in the beginning of this video, there will be consequences, and it won't always be, like physical consequences from, the law in the 3D, but that law in the 5D, that law in the spiritual realms, in the lower realms, higher realms, wherever, they don't take this shit lightly. So I'm sorry, like I'm literally at the end of the session, or they call the court. Court is now in session. I'm literally at the end of it. So the verdict is obviously you were right, you were one, and your intuition was correct about if you had little inklings about, or little intuition pings about somebody doing something to you and a specific person. If you don't know the specific person, that does not matter. You just have probably just the intuitive feeling that somebody had done this to you. And if you know the person, then yeah, we know who I'm talking about. But I'm basically gearing towards the end of it, and they did lose, you did win. And I'm getting, some of you guys have ancestors that are like vicious, and they're happy, but in a really menacing way. It's very hard to explain. Like, when I'm telling you, like, they're happy to get even. And I'm not laughing because obviously I still have empathy for everyone in this thing. Even though they did you wrong, I'm not saying like, it's still fuck them, because whatever I'm reading for is obviously a part of my spirit family. But if you have empathy, you still be like, damn, like, no, my ancestors are going, yeah, your ancestors are not playing with them. Your ancestors are not playing with them at all. And when that giggle was out of fear a little bit, because once spirit releases them, from spiritual court with a verdict of, guilty, whatever your ancestors decide to do in that right, and however it's taken care of, that's on top of the verdict they already got. So yeah, spiritual hell, spiritual court, spiritual hell and spiritual jail. But that's on top of whatever your ancestors are going to decide to do to them, or teach them a lesson in some way, shape, or form, or return to sender, or if you didn't do a return to sender, then they're just going to take care of it. They're going to handle it, and then you don't even have y'all don't have to ask. That's why I know this reading is for a very little percent of my spirit family, because this is a very serious case, or they're deeming it as a very serious one because of the offense, or because of the disrespect that was shown to you. So, I'm also getting bank cards, credit cards in my head for some reason. Maybe there was some type of fraud going on too, or attempt at fraud. I'm getting bank fraud, or even identity fraud. That's for a small percentage as well. But I'm gonna tap out this energy. Just know that it hasn't happened yet. This court is in session, and as you're watching this, yeah, I love you guys. Please stay safe, stay prayed up. Continue to wear in the armor of God. Continue being authentic. Remember, we are lifted, we are gifted, y protegidos siempre. Si se puede, si se puede.